Welcome to the Motorhome and Caravan Show with your hosts, Shane Malpass and Jason the Motorhome Man Reynolds.
First of all, it couldn't be your fault. When this life of mine will fall, it will always be my call. Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me. I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Let you know about it in the city, cause stay in the crib this time. Whoa, got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with an AK. Got friends by my side, trying to have a great day. Then I wonder why they throw shades, yeah. But it's all on me, let them roam free like a European, yeah. See me pick up the phone like I'm trying to haul a home, starting to act like E.T., yeah. Rock them shades, now they can't see me. Trying to run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that way till I'm free, yeah. Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me, no rage.
Evening, available today. Tanks on tour with the Caravan Place, Caravan George, Paul Jones, Caravan Foes, Lee and Lottie, Lee, Cabin Fever, Kobe the Caravan, Tom Chapman, Steve Evans, Chris Speed, Volkswagen Adventures, Lisa and Phil, Sharon Foster, Andrew Austin, and Shane.
Oh yeah?
You alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. I'm a bit sad.
I know, it is a bit sad, isn't it?
Last time I'll hear that song.
Yes! Sorry.
I said that's the last time I'll hear that song.
I don't care about the consequences. The last time we're hearing that song.
That's not fair. No. Right, we're pushing the boat out here, aren't we? What I'd like everyone to do is we have now got a Twitter account for the Motorhome and Caravan Show. Do you want to put it up, Shane? In your own time? It is at the MNC Show. So if you can all go over to it, follow it, and we'll follow you all back. The Motorhome Show Twitter account. You'll get all the news of what we're going to be showing and all the different things we're going to be doing next year. And it looks like Shane's turned into a rock. Mark, you coming out, mate?
I can try.
Yeah.
What's he done? He's stuck, isn't he? I don't know whether he's stuck in the past or stuck in the future.
He's lost in time, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
He's just stuck there.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. Look at this. We've got him. Oh, he's gone again.
I lost him. Right, so get your questions in for Lee, asking you technical questions. We're going to cover some news, dealer updates. We're going to have a look at some motorhomes and caravans for 21. John is going to review, I think he's going to be a little upset on his review that he's going to do tonight. And then for the last half an hour, we'll do a Q&A session to finish off. Is that all right, Shane? You back with us?
That's fine. I'm back now.
Good.
Good to see it never fell apart while I was gone.
Right. I was telling everybody I was a bit sad, to be honest, Shane, because it's the last time I'll hear that music.
I heard that. That's why I went off celebrating.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's move on to the news. What news have we got, mate?
Not much. Not much at all. Well, there isn't really any. Nothing's really happened since last week, is it? The only thing that has really happened is some of us are coming out of lockdown to a little bit, but not much at all. That's about it, isn't it? Dealers are opening up again, I think.
Right.
I'm assuming you'll be opening up again.
Yeah, do you want to bring Mark in on that?
Yes.
Yep, we're all set to reopen. Actually, on the 3rd, I think it is. We close on Wednesday, so We'll open back up on the Thursday.
You just have to
And yeah,
get another day, don't you?
Well, you've got to try, haven't you? Just got to try. It's been hectic this last month.
You sound like Swift to have all that time off during lockdown and then they close it down for 2 weeks for shutdown.
Yeah,
you have annually anyway.
Let's not do too much work, had we?
What a caravan is.
Terrible. They make motorhomes as well. What are you on about?
They're originally caravan.
So what have you got for me tonight then?
Mark?
Me? So yeah, we're going to do Auto Trader again. I think just do a little recap and just see what the difference is. Obviously, everyone's still really shut down, so there's not a huge amount happening. But there's on Auto Trader on used caravans, we were at 1,443 touring caravans advertised. We're up 115 this week, so we're up to 1,558. And there's about 20 new being added, and the rest is used. So stock levels seem like they're going up very, very slightly. A lot of that is private, I believe. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens over this next few months, whether the vaccine makes any difference. There's the talk of vaccine and whatever, isn't there? So will that make a difference? Are people going to think about going abroad? Are they going to say, hang on a minute, no, it's not safe for it to still go abroad, even if there's a vaccine. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Stephen B, are coachmen keeping to delivery dates?
I've got a feeling everything is fairly in advance, isn't it, at the minute? So they have stayed open for production. So I would have presumed so. They've not had a huge amount to do, have they? They've lost a good months of sales through November. So I'd be surprised if whatever dates that they've given for delivery isn't upheld. But you never know what's around the corner, do you?
Anthony Durrant, just because we're finishing season 1 off now doesn't mean we have a few things planned. We'll tell you a little bit later in the show. Yeah, go on, sorry, mate.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens basically. And again, I think the Auto Trader figures will give us a fairly good idea of what the market is doing and potentially what could happen or what is happening.
Okay.
Shane?
We had an interesting debate on this, a little bit of a debate on Facebook. Was it last night about what's going to happen next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And my theory is that just because we might be getting a vaccine across some of the year doesn't mean the rest of Europe is or the rest of the world is. So there's a long way to go yet until you can really safely go abroad.
Yeah, it's not going to happen quick, is it?
Because you've got the travel bans as well, really, haven't you? Because there's no use in going abroad if they're just rife with the virus. And equally, if everything's shut in those foreign countries, then why would you want to go? Another year or two like this.
I don't know. I just want stock.
Is it just me, or has it been harder this month than any month before?
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I've not really done a lot. I've been keeping my eye on what's happening, but I've not really tried to buy. But in that sense, we have actually bought a couple, and I've not even tried. So I don't know. But people still want so much for the if they've got a caravan, they want big money for it. They want as much as a dealer, if not more. And that was one of the debates that we were having on Facebook last night in a group, was that in actual fact, people are asking more for the used caravans than what they were brand new, and that has happened through this year. And whether that continues next year, that will be interesting to see.
Can't though, can it really?
I wouldn't have thought so. We've got to get some sort of balance back to it of, we obviously want the demand there, but we need a bit of supply as well. We can't just have all demand and no supply. It's not good for anybody, to be fair. So we just need to balance it out a little bit. And hopefully, I think with the news of vaccines and whatever, you might just get a little bit more supply coming back into the market. Whether or not that really does make any difference is is yet to be seen, but it might just alter things, just people's perception. I know that we first thing that we did was, is there any cheap holidays out there if we wanted to go abroad or anything like that? So, be interesting to see.
You got some caravans for us for next year?
We've got some 2021 caravans. Obviously, used is still very, very difficult to get hold of. So we're going to try something tonight, and we've done it once before. So, but it wasn't actually me that did it. So it might all go completely wrong. So if it does, I apologise now. If it doesn't, great. So I'm going to swap our screens around slightly and just add this one in. And what should hopefully do, and you'll have to tell me because I can't see now, we should have actually gone to Bailey's website, and we've got the 6 models of the Bailey Phoenix.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and I've picked out a Bailey Phoenix Plus 650, which is a 5-berth caravan at 19,995, so just under £20,000. The other week I was moaning about price of caravans being too high and just too expensive, basically. So we've got a brand new 2021 5-berth at 1,409 kilograms maximum. So again, most family cars should be able to tow that. And then one of the reasons that I've picked Bailey is that they've got a really good website where you can go into the different models and you can actually do a 360 video and have a good look around at all the different models. As I say, this is a 5-berth, so we've got 2 fixed bunks at the back. We've got a side dinette which makes into another little bed there. We've got the microwave, we've got the fridge, full oven hob grill. We've got the Truma heating in this one. So again, it's not short of features. We've got plenty
nice
of features in there.
Isn't it?
It is, to be value for money. It's a cracking van. And again, I think this, if you don't want to go out and look at dealers' forecourts and whatever, especially during the lockdown, this has been fantastic, where you've been able to get a real good look into different caravans and just get an idea without having to go out and actually look. Bailey is probably one of the better ones. I tried to look at a Swift caravan, but the website just wasn't as interactive as this. So what I'm going to do now
Why
is
would you have a pineapple in your fridge?
You never know. You might want to do a pina colada or something. Next one is Coachman. So again, Coachman's website is pretty good, and I've gone for a little 2-berth. Now, there's not a lot of traditional 2-berth vans out there anymore. It is few and far between. And if you're after a good 2-berth, the Coachman VIP is probably one of the highest spec 2-berths out there now. One of the more expensive. I think there's only a couple out there that are more expensive than this. But these are very heavy. I think 1,444 kilograms is the weight on this. So it's actually heavier than the little Bailey 5-berth that we just looked at a minute ago. And then again, we can go inside, hopefully, and do the little 360 view. So again, we can have a real good look around, move around, and again, have a look in the different areas of the caravan, have a good look at the upholstery. Again, real high spec van, this one. So you've got the Aldi central heating. You've actually got mobile phone charging pads in this one. So if your phone has got the wireless charging, you can put it onto a little pad, you can put that on. The only thing with this, it's £26,000 and it's well equipped, but it doesn't come with a solar panel, which I thought was a bit of a letdown, to be fair. And then if we have a look in the bathroom, again, I like a nice big washroom. So again, quite a high spec, nice finished van.
You couldn't have that van.
Why not?
The problem with you is, right, if you had that van, you'd have to take a lifeguard with you every time. Have you seen the size of that shower?
I wouldn't get lost in there. I could drop the soap and bend over in that shower. So again, a really, I'll just bring it back to a real nice, nice finished van that is. If I can control the mouse again. Mate, yeah, real nice. You're paying for it. It's £26,000. But yeah, and there's not many two berths. They're not doing many two berths at all. There's very few and far between two berths out there at the minute. So that's a cracking two berth van. And then the next one, something completely different. We've mentioned it before. And if you're looking to put a caravan onto a site, again, a lot of people don't want to tow. So the option then is to put a caravan onto a site. If you don't want to go into the cost of a static and all the ground fees of the statics, etc., the Hobby Prestige 720 KWFU, it's 9 meters in length, and you can actually have this in a 7 or 8 berth layout. So you've got U-shaped seating at the front, fixed bed, washroom sort of between the fixed bed and the bunk beds at the back. And then we can have a little look inside of this one also. So again, we've got that front seating area at the front. Real nice cupboards around. An absolute cracking kitchen. Really nice kitchen area. And then you've got the fixed bed. In
fairness, Mark, Hobbies are great builds, aren't they?
Yeah. If you look at this, you can pick one of these up brand spanking new for about £26,000. And the quality of this van is absolutely stunning. There's not another layout like this, in all fairness. You've got the massive big fridge freezer. The equipment level is absolutely phenomenal. And then towards the back end, we've got the separate shower and toilet. And then the toilet, you are a little bit in a bit of a cupboard, to be fair. The toilet is behind that door. But look at that. For the kids at the back, you can actually have a third bunk bed put into those. So if you buy a brand spanking new one, you can do that and have the third bunk bed in there. But what an absolutely fantastic family layout to put on a site and just leave there. If I just come back out of this,
bunks in the back are great, aren't they?
Yeah, we actually looked. We almost nearly bought one of these ourselves over the summer on a site, and we just got pipped to the post on it. Otherwise, we'd have actually bought one of these ourselves to use. They are an absolutely stunning layout. Absolutely fantastic.
That is fantastic. 9 meters.
Yeah.
That's a beast.
Huge, absolutely huge. So yeah, if you're looking at a van to put on a site, it depends on what layout you want, but value for money. If you want a 7, 8 berth touring caravan that you can move around, that's still towable, so you can still put it onto different sites. What a layout. You stick an awning on that and it's like a bungalow.
Yeah.
Okay, just before we go into go on, have you got more caravans?
No, I was just going to say about there the question that came up there about have Hobby got the stigma with some sites? Yeah, they have. So you wouldn't want to tow that round. You wouldn't want to be towing it round. And again, you would need a commercial vehicle to tow something like that.
Why is that?
So it's, because of the size of it. So because it's so long.
Well, no, I meant by the stigma.
Oh, travellers. So a lot of the caravan sites, you phone up and say, "Oh, I've got a Hobby," and normally some of the sites will literally unfortunately, just turn around and say, "No, sorry, we don't allow hobbies on." A lot of the sites where you can actually put the caravan onto the site and just leave it there, not a problem.
I've got to disagree with you there, Mark.
Go on.
A lot of the stigma doesn't come so much from the sites anymore. A lot of it comes from the people that still associate hobbies to be travellers' vans. A lot of sites that I go to now, hobbies are more than welcome. The biggest problem with hobbies is the layout of them, because the door's on the opposite side. That's more of an issue than the actual. That appears to be, from the sites that I deal with, appears to be more of an issue than the actual traveller stigma of
side of it.
I do struggle with that theory though, because probably half your European motorhomes have got the door on the wrong side.
Yeah, when you took those though, and you're putting them on a site, and you've got to have your 6 metre distance in, you haven't got a vehicle on the site as well, normally with a motorhome. So when you put them on a pitch and you've got to keep that 6 metre distance between pitches, if you can turn a motorhome round on a pitch and have it the other way round. But with a caravan, it's a bit more difficult.
I know that the one issue with that length is you go down Devon, and again, some of the sites in Wales, you can't physically actually get that down some of the lanes. Some of the turns into some of the sites, it's very, very difficult. But I know personally that there's a couple of sites out there that if you're towing a hobby, that they'll just normally say no, sorry. But I don't think there is any of that cited at all. I've not come across a site where you can actually cite the hobby.
A lot more popular over the last couple of years, hobbies.
They just don't seem to be doing it right. They seem to be just that little bit step ahead. They're almost going into they're almost ahead like the motorhomes are in some aspects. They're just a bit more modern and just bringing it into the future a bit more.
Do you know what they're missing?
An engine.
230 volt heating. They only have gas only fires in them.
That's got you can have in that one there, you can have the Truma Combi E. You do have to, a lot of it, and again, you can have the Aldi heating put in there. You do have to pay and upgrade it. So depending on what spec that you want, you can go up to about 30 grand on those. But again, it 30 grand for that van is fantastic value for money. Absolutely fantastic value for money.
Why I've got you on, Lee, before we move over on to Shane's motor, because it was late today. I don't know if you noticed. We've had a few questions come in, but I had an email off of Phil Bunt. Basically, he says, can he advise us on how to tackle what he started washing his roof off? And I've got a couple of pictures here he sent me. So this is the first one, mate. And that's the second one.
That's a cracking job, that is.
It just looks like gel coat cracking.
Yeah, he's not got that green out in the corners, has he? With the scrubbing brush.
No,
not got in. He's not got in well enough there.
No.
You know what that is, don't you?
Well,
he's been watching your cleaning video.
Well, I'll actually put the email he sent me. He's put, "Hi Jason, watched your washing a motorhome video on YouTube the other night and thought, haven't washed my roof off for a couple of months. So got the ladders out and enjoyed doing the jobs to the point I found one of the roof panels had developed some small cracks." So
it does look. It looks like gel coat cracking, which is quite simple repair if you know someone that can do it.
What causes that, mate?
Sorry?
What's the cause?
It's quite common. Normally around joints, and there was one, I think a few years ago with Swifts, I think it was, that were just having random ones that were appearing, whether it was a stone that had hit something and caused it on travelling. But yeah, it's just gel coat cracking. That's what it looks like anyway. It's quite common, and it is quite a simple repair. Because it's only the gel coating, the panel behind it is okay, so it's not a case of needing the actual panel repairing. It's just repairing the actual gel coating of it.
Okay. Paul's followed us on Twitter. Volkswagen Adventures is followed Cabin Fever. Lee, Jeff, Gary Butler, Squire, Motorhome and Caravans, Kobe, the Campervan, Claire, and JJ. So Twitter at the M&C Show for all the news of all the different shows we're going to be doing next year. Sorry, any more questions?
I have got a few here actually.
Okay.
Yeah. 735. It was the first one. Who's popping them on?
735. Yep.
That's good.
John's
Is it right to have tyres changed after 10 years? We don't do a lot of mileage. I'm taking that he's talking motorhome tyres. I'm not sure what the guidance is on motorhome tyres. I think it is the same as most vehicles normally recommend after 10 years. Caravans tends to be 7 years. Under AWS guidance, it's advised as 5, but then at 7, it is then a recommendation for change. And at if I get a tyre over 7 years old on a Caravan, it becomes a fail, which can cause you issues with your insurance. So just to be aware of.
Just having a very quick search on that for motorhomes, it looks as if the industry advice is change them when they're 6 years old on motorhomes.
Is it?
Yeah, we always go for that.
Which isn't long.
No, it isn't. It isn't. But then again, I mean, a motorhome in 6 years is going to do a lot more mileage, you would imagine, than a Caravan of 6 years. I would say personally.
I don't think it's so much the mileage. It doesn't help when the motorhomes or the Caravans aren't moved, are they?
They sit stationary a lot of the time. Yeah. And obviously, you have got a lot more weight sat on a motorhome tyre if it's sat for months on end. But yeah,
it's amazing how many motorhomes you come across where the tyres are starting to crack, and you can see that
it was
they
the
are
first
old
thing I did with ours was change my tyres.
Yeah,
when we got ours.
Ivan Sackville, with regard to damping your motorhome, my dealer says anything between 0 and 15% is okay. What do you think to that?
If you get a reading of 0% in any vehicle, you've done something wrong.
With your damp meter.
You need a new damp meter. Normally, I normally find readings start at around about 7 or 8%, and then go upwards to whatever. Guidance is anything up to 15% is no cause for concern. But I would still expect all figures to be written down on a damp report, purely being.
Can I stop you there?
Go on.
It bugs me when you see habitation checks and then all they've done on the damp report is put everything okay.
Yeah, well, that's just exactly what I was going to say. If you've got an area around the front window, all along the front windows is 7, but then in the far corners are 15. It's twice the reading of everywhere else. Yes, it's okay, but there is potentially a problem starting there. So it gives you the opportunity then to monitor it. If you just turn around and say, no, it's all okay, then people are going to they'll ignore it. Manufacturers vary. Some won't touch readings for warranty under 20%. Some won't touch them under 25%. So it's only once you start getting to the 20% sort of area for warranty purposes that it becomes an issue where you can get it repaired. Anything below that, most manufacturers won't touch it, even though 17-18% is classed as a high reading or damp reading.
Another question?
Yeah.
Question for Lee. We've done that one.
That's the one. Phillips.
And I'm just going to drag this one up.
Is it safe to leave some gas in the gas tank when the vehicle is not being used for a while, or safer to empty the tank altogether, then refill when you use it again?
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem as long as everything's gas tight. There shouldn't be any problem with it at all. It's yeah, no, I wouldn't say that's an issue at all. It all depends on where you keep it as well. if you keep it in storage, some storage yards insist on no gas bottles. If you've got a gas tank, it might be best to speak to your storage and see what their policy is regarding that, because some won't let you keep gas bottles in the van.
Okay. What would you class as unacceptable for new tyres? If they were more than 6 months old, I would reject them. Anthony Phillips.
What would you class as?
Do they mean so?
That's
If you
the age when you buy the van. I mean, I did a van last week that was 3 years old, and the tyres were 5. So the tyres were two years old when they went on the vehicle. You'd have to speak to manufacturer on that, really. I mean, because it's wrong. They've been sat for 2 years somewhere. You don't know where, and officially, really, they may have been stored correctly, but you don't know.
I think that's possibly why the NCC or AWS turn around and say between 5 and 7 years to allow a little bit of guidance on how long that tire has been sat there before it's been fitted, isn't it?
One more question, John. You got it, John? Yeah. Someone on social media. So Aldison has asked a question. They have purchased a new Caravan at the start of the year and haven't used it due to COVID. They ask, should they still have it serviced? Anthony Phillips.
Absolutely.
I love this question.
Regardless of whether you've used a vehicle or not, Caravan, motorhome, whatever, to maintain your warranty, you must have it serviced. There have been extensions to warranty periods throughout the year due to the COVID situation. 6 months grace for some manufacturers. Next year will be, providing we don't go into more lockdowns into next year. Next year, they're looking at returning it to normal. So if you've left your van 6 months into the year beyond when you would normally have had it serviced, next year you will be looking to go back to your normal time of service. But regardless for any, if you've got a new van under warranty, then yes, it has to be serviced.
Just to further to that question, if you do miss that service, this is quite a popular eldest photo that I tend to take a lot when going out to them, which is where the bench seat, where the travelling seat pops up from under the bench. Very common, and if you do miss it, how much is a repair like that? Would you say, Lee? To get that all sorted?
I don't know, because you're gonna. There's a lot to pull out there.
Yeah.
To get at that.
I once got a quote on that.
Motorhome issue.
Yeah, I once got a quote on that, and it was £1,800.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
And that would be coming out of your own pocket if you don't service it.
Because if you don't, then when you take it into trade, you're going to lose that in your trading value.
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitter, the MNC Show. Gavin Hammerdaz, Tanks on Tour, Jenny Carter, Tony Shipley, Sharon Foster, Richard Reynolds, and we've followed them all back. Right, shall we have a look at some motorhomes then for next year, Shane?
We shall, yes. Right, okay, so it's a bit of show and tell, I've got to admit. I've just gone through and picked some of the ones that stood out to me, as I guess is the best way to put it. And I'm going to start with, when I get to the top, is Compass and Eldis. Now, I don't know if anybody knows that Compass and Eldis are pretty much the same van, just with a different name and a bit of a different coloured interior and everything like that. So, Compass's rival to the Accordo is the Navigator. Now, I don't know if you remember the Compass Navigator back in the day, Jason, which was based on the VW, but they've renamed the new range the Compass Navigator. They've also introduced a 150. Now, this has replaced the 175. The 175 was some really nice long bench seats at the front with a nice end bathroom. That has now been discontinued and replaced by this, which is an island bed model, and a bit like the Eldises that you've just seen a second ago where I showed you damp. It does have the pop-up seats below the bench seats. They've also got the Compass Concerto, if that's the right phrase, which is their top of the range, which comes with the Aldi heated and so on. This rivals the Encore, which you can get the dealer special models on. And as you can see, there's two things, which is a bit of a trend, which I'll go into in a second, is that cab is a Fiat cab. So the eldest who have been doing the Peugeots for years and years and years, which you can't get an automatic gearbox on, you've now got that option on the eldest. And by the looks of it, it's also got the leather option as well. Least expected in an eldest or Compass. Next, talking about the cabs, we have got the Bürstner Elegance, which is one of my favourites, the big tag axle. They are now available on the Mercedes Sprinter, on the Fiat Ducato since probably the early 2000s, and now it's the Mercedes option because that new Mercedes cab is absolutely lovely. It's a stunning cab inside and out. Then we've got the Concorde. We've got the new liner range out, which I'm just going to get a little bit more information written down here. I mean, just look at these interiors. There's not really much to tell you. There's several £100,000, but you know, you're talking 10 meters in length and just absolute luxury. You know, when you can park a car on the back of the motorhome that you've gone somewhere in life.
That's ridiculous.
I know it is, yeah. Morello have also done a Grand Empire launch as well, which I couldn't get any photos of, but that starts at 550,000, which I guess will be to rival that sort of thing. Now we're talking about the Mercedes cab. This is the external of the Mercedes cab, which Euromobile have built on.
I'll tell you what I do like on that.
What's that?
The bridge. Don't you guys?
The bridge.
Lovely, that.
The bridge. Look at that bridge at the back.
Lovely bridge.
That's
There's
lovely.
always one.
And carrying on, we've also got the Cargo that have gone on the Mercedes cab. So Peugeot have elevated themselves to the Fiat, and Fiat have gone to Mercedes. Now we like a nice little chicken nugget. This is the Ford Nugget, which I think we remember from a long time ago.
He's gone. He's gone.
It's even chicken nugget colour, look.
Where's the sauce?
Yeah, okay, mate.
Oh.
Anyway, so this is the Ford Nugget. So it comes direct from Ford if you want to order one, but it's made by Westfalia or converted by Westfalia, we might know. Now, next one, Le Voyager. You okay, Jason? Now, me and Jason had a look around these at the show, and this is their 40th anniversary range. And something I really liked was just this. You can't quite see it, but the wood in the background, it was a dune-coloured wood. Do you remember it, Jason, in the Voyagers?
Yeah, that one's not got a bridge though, has it?
No, it's not got a bridge. It's got a lovely sunset and a beach, look there.
Oh,
That's even better.
Yeah, these were nice fancies, were Shane.
It was the colour of the interior. It wasn't the same old darkish upholstery that you see and everything else. They just did something a little bit different. My wife likes nice bridges too, Jason. Next, going on to luxurious, is we've got the Niesman and Bischoff Ice Mauve. Now, this is a market that's based on 3.5 ton. Obviously, last week, we're talking about how there's a lot of restriction on car licenses. We're talking about electric vehicles and so on. And this is to hit those people that passed the test after 1997. So it's a bit of a different...
That's never 3.5 ton, is it?
It's a bit like me, it's deceptive.
It's like, I wouldn't believe that.
I'd probably say if you have a look around it, you can... I don't know whether it just looks... I don't really know.
A bit lighter, yeah.
Yeah, it just looks a bit lighter. It's not...
Yeah.
They haven't gone for the chunky upholstery either, have you noticed? Just cushions.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, even the bed above the cab, it's not your normal standard drop-down bed, which are quite heavy things. It looks nice, and it reminds me of like an Ibis or something like that.
It's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It just reminds me a bit of an Ibis. But I think they start where was it? They start at just over €91,000.
Do you know what, Shane? That's not a bad shout. What they're doing, you know, it's in the 3.5 ton market.
No, I mean there's two things that we've got. There's a couple more to have a look at in a second, but there's two big things that I've took from this. One is it's good that Niceman are hitting that 3.5 ton market because it needs to be done, and the second one is it's good that people are getting away from Peugeot a bit because Autosleepers have done it, Eldis have done it, and a couple others have done it to get onto that Fiat automatic gearbox because it's just never been available on those makes and models.
Is there a big difference? Is there a big difference where they go onto the Mercedes chassis? Is it a huge difference in price, or?
I'd have thought it'd have been a few grand. I'm not entirely sure, to be fair. It will be a bit of a difference.
When it comes to the used market, there is a big difference on price.
Yeah, they always seem to make a hell of a lot more on a Merc chassis, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, and automatic as well.
And automatic, yeah. Then just the last two to finish off, we've got the Swift Edge range, which again, that was launched for the 2020s. They had like an orangey decal on them last time. But I spoke to somebody from Swift a few months ago and he was saying that they got a bit of criticism for being too basic because they were trying to keep that price really low. Now, they have really upped the spec this year. Now, get ready for it. They've added a microwave, carpets, fly screen, and an aerial. To take it really up market. Microwave, carpets, fly screen, and an aerial.
I can't believe that's not standard as normal. How much are they?
Trying to 40-something thousand.
Wow. So
for Swifts, they are very low priced. Well, for any motorhome, they're very low priced. You don't get much. You know, when you're talking about the Swift Escapes, for example, that are mid-50s.
Let's be honest, Shane, when we looked at them Swift Edges, they were basic. It was more to the high market, wasn't it, we thought?
Oh, definitely so. Yeah, incredibly basic, which isn't a problem because, you know, it gives you something brand new that's affordable.
It was a bit like, Mark, the Swift Base Camp with an engine.
Right, yeah.
Yes, well, I mean, they have gone up this year. They're from £49,000 a Swift Edge. So they're getting up there. They're getting a bit more competitive with some of the other models. But
I think with that new one there that you just showed, Shane, I think on the outside it looks better. With that orange decals on the other one, it looked cheap.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. And then last one to finish off for the camper van users out there. We've already had the Nugget, the chicken nugget, and now we've got the VW Caddy California. So if you want something which is going to be around £30,000, this is what you get. There you go. There's your Swift
Good
base
for
camp.
weekends, though.
It's a good fisherman van.
Just put that picture back on again, mate, with the awning. It's the awning that makes it, though, isn't it?
100%.
A bit
Just
like
a bed
Swift,
before,
a bit like the Swift Base Camp.
Yeah.
If you wanted a Swift Base Camp, you had to have that awning, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, definitely.
And this is the same again. It's only really, to me, it looks a tent in holiday.
Yeah, you've got a bit more comfort than going inside the cab, haven't you?
It'd make a good workman's van who's working away and they just want somewhere, some digs for the night, just to stay in. They've got the basics in there and they can, they don't have to go use hotels every night or whatever they're using.
Again, if you look at the VW transporters and what have you, it's just a slightly less of that, isn't it? And the transporter market's huge, isn't it? Absolutely huge.
Incredible. I mean, we were talking about how we do things with the show going forward, and there's a lot of camper vans out there, isn't there? I'd love to know what the figures are. Yeah.
So much. Really is. Anything else?
Definitely. Nope, that's the full lot that I chose out. There's a few more, but not that I've got.
Okay. Shall we get transported to a part of the country when we can't be transported?
Should we get what?
All right, bring John on.
I got the memo that it was Christmas jumper day. Where are you?
Have one of those chilies that you had last week, and you'll blend in.
Look at this. I thought, as it's our last show, that we were going to do Christmas jumpers.
No.
Mark's got a Christmas background.
I've got my tree up.
Look. Sneaky Christmas special. What do you
John,
reckon?
I think you've hit the nail on the head, to be fair.
What? Hello. How are
Anyway,
we?
what have we got for us, John?
Right. Well, it's a bit sad, and I'm feeling a bit down. Not only because this is like really the last show of this season. There may be. Oh, I'll come on to that. But this time last year, we were at Longleat Festival of Lights. This time, in 2018, we were at Longleat at the Festival of Lights. This year, we're not at Longleat at the Festival of Lights. This
lockdown, John. That's why
we're in lockdown. So, if people are watching
you're having
this,
a reminiscence, aren't you?
I am having a bit. And look at this. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? But look, I've got a very short 2-minute video for the people that have never been to Longleat, just to have a quick look, and you can see what it's all about. So let me find the video. Oh God, there's so many pictures of motorhomes and campervans here. I can't even find anything. There we go. Right, run VT.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I feel all Christmassy now.
John doesn't know the idea of short, does he?
No. So
That
I
looks
honestly,
really nice. That does.
oh mate, honestly, and if you guys watching, if you have never done the Longleat Festival of Lights, it is so worth it. We have been, like I say, 2 years on the trot, and this year would have been our 3rd year on the trot. And yeah, no go this year. I mean, the campsite there is a Caravan and Motorhome Club site, and it is literally right on the entrance. I mean, you can't really get any closer. You walk out of this area, out of your campsite, out of your Caravan and Motorhome, you go down the road, turn left, and you are basically in Longleat. It's great. And it's not just the Festival of Lights that are there. There's
certainly a lot of effort at Longleat. How much to stay in a motorhome and how much for entry?
So the camping side, it's the same as any other Caravan and Motorhome Club site. So normal standard costs. Now with the Festival of Lights, they are extra, and you do need to book. And if you're looking at taking the kids or the grandkids and you would like to do the Santa train, I highly recommend booking it massively early, which I know it's not much good at this time of the year, but let's fast forward to this time next year. You should have already been booked up and ready to go. So they do tend to release the tickets around November time. If you are a Longleat pass holder, like an annual member, you do get priority tickets, so you get to get it booked first. If you're not, then certainly get on the website. Want to in the brain box for this time next year, or around September, October time next year. And if you've not been, then yeah, get it booked up. It's really good. I miss it. I miss not being there. I mean, look, it's even a maze. We love the maze. Look at this. It's huge. And that's the thing. It's not just the lights that are there. You've got the whole park as well, and you've got all the animals, you've got all the attractions. There's a drive-through thing where the monkeys will take your aerial and your bumpers and your wing mirrors. It's amazing. It's great.
Can you hear the animals on the site when you're?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the wardens at Longleat, Caravan and Motorhome Club, they are absolutely amazing, and they'll always sort of let you know if the lions have been fed during the week, or if to expect to hear them. And we've heard them. You can hear them roaring. You can hear the monkeys chattering away to themselves, but the roar of the lions is something spectacular. Word of warning: the campsite does say do not turn up before 1 o'clock, and for very good reason. It is a one-way road all the way in, so don't accidentally get there at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, because you're more than likely going to face something coming the opposite way. So head for your 1 o'clock entry or afterwards.
So you've heard this first, folks. Remember this for in 12 to 2 years' time. Don't get there before 1 o'clock.
No.
Don't forget that.
Don't forget that. But no, honestly, the lights themselves, I mean, they change the theme every year. Was it last year or the year before with dinosaurs? And it's such a magical thing, and you can walk around the whole grounds, and they put a lot of effort into it. It really is worthwhile looking at going. And not only a plug for Longleat during Christmas time, like I say, they do the Santa train. You can go and meet Santa. Our kids did, and throughout the rest of the year, they do also have other events going, like the balloon festival. There's food. There's so much to do there. So as annual pass holders, we made the most of it. But yeah, it's just a bit sad that we're not there this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Shane.
Yes.
We've done about 32 shows non-stop, haven't we?
Is it 30? Is it that many?
Yeah, 32, 33. Lee, you jumped in after about the second or third, didn't you?
Yeah, I put a comment on your first show, I think it was, and you called me the day after and said, "Do you want to come on?" Yeah.
Just like that.
Ruined me Sunday nights.
So, yeah, we've done 30 odd shows, mate, haven't we? We want a break. Yes. We're knackered, aren't we?
It's coming up to Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming up to Christmas. People don't realise there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. John's just done that video there. We made laugh, we made mock, but it takes a lot of bloody putting hard work into it, John, doesn't it?
It does, and it does every single week, and that's the thing. And we our little 2-minute videos that we all do. They take hours, and
It's probably not saying it's easier for us, but it probably is because we've got caravans and motorhomes around us, whereas you've got your normal job, and then you're having to try and fit this in as well as all that, haven't you? So
exactly.
Whereas,
I think Lee's got the best gig, hasn't he? People just asking
you said
questions.
to me some time ago, didn't you, about doing some videos, and I just said there's no way during my daily routine of work that I could take the time to make videos. It'd just take me far too long.
Right, so we're going to have a little break, but we're not going to have a little break, but we need your help. As from next year, all the content we're going to be producing is going to go out on the Motorhome and Caravan Show YouTube channel. So please, can everybody go over and subscribe to the Motorhome and Caravan YouTube channel? Can you put that up on the screen, Shane?
You mean like it is already?
Oh, yeah. I'm focused.
For the last 10 minutes.
So, yeah, the Motorhome and Caravan YouTube channel, also onto Twitter as well. So all basically everything we're going to do now is going to go out onto the one channel rather than going across all the different platforms. So we're going to come out next year. We're going to do some things different. We're going to do bigger live shows, but we're not going to do as many live shows. We're probably going to do a minimum of one a month, but it's going to be a big one. We're also going to do as well, well, you explain this one because this is your baby, Shane. What we're going to be doing? We're going to be posting every Sunday night. Every Sunday night, we're going to get posts out. Also on the channel, we'll cut all the little bits up so you can watch all the little bits. All John's videos, you can watch them if you just want to watch them. And then what else we're going to do, Shane?
Okay, so there's a vision I've sort of had with the show. And the reason we started this, one was because I thought it was quite unknown about what happens behind the scenes in the motorhome industry. And I don't think there's many answers out there. Not proper answers anyway. You can ask a question on a Facebook forum and you'll get 100 answers that are probably all wrong. So we did get Lee to answer most of those questions, so I'll reserve judgments on that. So we thought we'll just let people see a bit more behind the scenes on things that are happening. And then I also thought, well, every other industry has got a proper TV show of some sort, but not this one. So, without saying it's going to be a Top Gear sort of show, it's going to be that sort of show, if that makes sense. One a month, because it's going to take a hell of a lot of work. It's going to take a couple of days filming, 2-3 days filming, all in all, plus a lot of editing and planning.
We get to smash caravans up, don't we?
Yeah, we get to
smash motorhomes up.
We're going to destroy caravans. We're going to see how good Lee is really at fixing things under pressure.
Let me get that invoice book out.
We're going to get to do a lot of things. It's all right, Lee, answering these questions. What we want to do is, obviously, when we do these videos, one's going to go out each month. So we're going to get Lee to do jobs that you do yourself. And it's all right saying, yeah, spray it. But when you can actually see it being done, seen things being done properly, then it's better than explaining, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah. A lot of the time you can explain to people how to do things, but unless they actually see it physically being done, they don't really grasp what you actually mean or can do it wrong. So yeah, it's a way of us to actually show them as well as tell them.
Yeah. We're going to be like Gardener's World.
Yeah, it's going to be something that's got a lot more production behind it, isn't it? A lot more of ideas. It's not just as five of us sat in a bedroom. Well, not in a bedroom, but in a room in a house. There's going to be a bit more planning to it, and we'll see how it goes.
We get to smash caravans up.
Yeah, Marks.
How many have you got for us so far?
Not to smash up. I'll find some motorhomes to smash up. We've got one.
Yeah,
Special caravan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing these because it gives people give people an idea as well. And we're also John's also still going to be doing different campsites and areas, aren't you, John?
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yeah, if people want it.
I don't want to say that.
So I'm waiting for the comments.
And then, like I say, we're going to do the lives. I think we're going to bring back open mic as well every eight weeks or something like that. We're also, as well, Shane, we're going to be doing some podcasts as well, aren't we? Talking about certain subjects.
Yes, because I think that when people do go away in the motorhomes and say, let's say they've got a 2-hour drive to where they're going, I think it'd be nice to give some people something to listen to when they're en route or on the way back.
Yeah, there's plenty of subjects to cover, isn't there, that we can't really do them live.
Yeah, it's difficult to use a live as a podcast because there's too much visual content in there.
Yeah. Is there anything out there that anybody else wants to see as well?
Yeah, if there is something, just chucking it in the comments what you want to see. But we've got some good ideas starting to form.
Right, we're also having a Christmas party, and everybody's invited to the Christmas party. It's going to be over the next few weeks. We will be dropping some lives, but we're not going to say when. We're having the Christmas party. That's going to be in between Christmas and New Year, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're basically saying we're just going to get drunk live on YouTube.
Could be messy.
Could be very messy. I must admit, I did enjoy down at the pub.
That's what I hope it's going to be a bit like
there,
again.
Jason?
Yeah, but Stella. Just open it.
Yeah. Them poor kids.
Yeah, it's going to get messy. So we're going to drop a few motorhome news and caravan news, aren't we, over the next few weeks?
Yes,
keep updated.
Lee and Laurie, what about a woman presenter? We got Mark. That's close as.
I thought we'd put you in a dress, to be fair, Lee.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
It's not, is it? Fixing a caravan in a dress?
Let's put it out there. Who would you prefer, Lee or John, dressed as a woman?
That's it. John.
You imagine me with hair?
Yeah, we probably could do with a woman presenter, could we?
I've got an idea for one.
Got Lee.
I wonder who that book came from.
Looks like we got one. No problem.
Yeah, I think you've got a bit of a fetish there, though, Mark.
There's a good shout, actually, from Stephen B. Motorhome accessories fitting. That's something we can get into. Late accessories, can we?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that. The motorhome accessory would be very, very useful.
I think for the start of next season as well, how to get your caravans or motorhomes ready to use, what you should be doing. And that'll probably be a good start to kick everybody off, won't it?
Yeah, what we are going to do in the videos as well is we're going to do a challenge as well. It's going to be me and Shane against Lee and Mark, and we're going to do a challenge each month.
Did you three know about this? Just not me.
Just didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
That's when we get to wreck things.
Mark's Caravans.
Yeah, but you've got to fix them then, Lee.
It's all right. Not for free.
So, we've also got a website done, aren't we, Shane?
We are doing, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
The Motorhome and Caravan Show website. Yeah.
Yeah. One day. Yeah. It's in the build. It's in the build.
It's in the build.
No pressure.
I can't believe nobody's took that name, either.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, we're going to go for it next year, aren't we? We've thoroughly enjoyed doing the lives, really enjoy them. One of the things as well as not doing the lives every week, it's hard work for all of us to keep doing them every week. But also, keep doing them every week. You see a caravan, you see a motorhome. We want to try and make these shows even better than what they are, don't we, really?
Definitely. Yeah, it's just taking it to the next level. It's something that we always envisaged, but we had to have a nice core of followers to.
Not the
Do you
marketing.
mind?
How many Stellas have you had?
What? Can I just cut in a second? I'm really sorry because I've not mentioned this earlier on. I really want to cut in something that's really. But any obviously the Grand Prix today.
The crash.
No.
Lee, did you see the Grand Prix?
I don't
Not
watch
seen.
that.
Have you not seen the crash?
No.
Right.
He was lucky.
I do not know how this guy walked out alive. Right, Lee. The first lap, third bend. Right. He hit the railings, 150 miles an hour. Right. His car split in half and it blew up. Flames, everything.
I did hear about it before me.
Yeah, and he got stuck in between. 18 seconds he was in that car and he got out. Basically, the medical team were behind. They pulled up and he got out. Now, Formula One, whether you like it or not, basically, it's a very, very dangerous sport, which just proved today. If anybody goes and watches and just sees it. But what the other thing is, you do not realise the technology that goes into building these cars. When you actually watch it and you think that car took some hit. And the good thing is with Formula One cars, somewhere down the line, they will get into the cars that we drive. So anybody else see the crash at all? Shane?
I've seen clips of it, and not the crash itself, but I've seen the aftermath. And it literally was split in two.
Yes, it was.
There's no two ways about that. It's not like, but it's still joined. It was.
Well, there was two ways.
Clean.
When I watched it live and you saw, because you saw it from far, Lee, you saw it from far away, you saw the car go across the screen and then all you saw was flames erupting. And you never normally see that, flames. And it was like a big fireball and it was like, that's it. That's it.
Flames are normally more of an action movie, aren't they? It's not really realistic that things do just burst into a flame.
Yeah.
But by the looks of it, they did.
Yeah. And like Gixxer 750
Formula One in some time.
Gixxer 750 pilot said it would have been fatal a few years ago. Yes, it would have been. But Lee, you need to go and see that. And it shows you after about an hour, they actually showed you. You saw him in the flames getting out. So what he was wearing as well, 18 seconds he sat on that. I think he was stunned first and then he got his senses, but amazing. But they are all the time, they've been tested how quick they can get out of the cars. But a big hands out to the people who build them cars, the safety teams, the medics and everything else. And like Paul Joyce says, yes, the medical car was amazing. If that medical car wasn't behind him on that first lap, I dread to think what would have happened.
Could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah. It was... Yeah, Anthony Phil, the impact with the crash banning was shocking. Many wouldn't have walked away years ago. Honestly, Lee, you really need to go and see that. You just literally go, whoa. And then you've seen him getting out of that car in them flames as well. He's in the flames getting out the car. They haven't put the flames out, Lee. The flames there, and he's getting out in the flames.
See, Shane's saying about you don't really see flames very often. See, I'm more of a motorbike racing fan. Now, there you do see flames because once one of those lines rupture from the fuel tanks as they're flying down the track, and then, the sparks from the thing, you quite often do see flames from the bikes. So, yes, it's...
There's a few famous shots, isn't there?
Like I said, I watch a bike racing, and you see some horrific crashes, and you always have to think, the medical staff, the track safety.
What saved him, mate, was the halo in the front, because he went in between them. The barriers. He went straight through into the halo that did it. Unbelievable. So hats out to everybody there, and just Sorry to get off that one. Where were we?
We'll talk about the show.
We had the show.
We're talking about the show. Okay, so let's just go. I'm just going to go back a bit. You know, we were talking about the Mercedes cabs earlier.
Yeah,
now they look nice now. I don't know about the price difference. I never got that far. Yeah. This is one that I took of a Mercedes cabin in Auto Sleeper the other week. Just nice big screens in the middle. It's got the new style Mercedes buttons on. I mean, there's hundreds of buttons on that steering wheel. It just looks a different level to what they were before. Now, if you want to see something a level above, if you've got something really expensive in the Mercatros, how fancy that looks.
Not bad.
It's getting better.
Battleship.
Hey?
It's like Battleship Galactica, that.
I know it is, yeah.
Right, are we done?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see you all over this next December. We'll drop some lives, and then we'll come out into January. So don't forget to subscribe to the Motorhome and Caravan. What?
What they got to do?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I can never get that right, Lee, can I?
No.
So click on that button for the Motorhome and Caravan show. And we'll see you soon.
See you all soon.